Are you ready to get your kids back in school? How do you know if you're ready? Okay, let's talk about hearing. Does your child pass the hearing test? As we get ready to get your kids back to school, it's important to make sure that they actually have all of the tools they need to succeed, including proper hearing health. So Ann Plotnick is here from Miracle Ear with some advice for parents. And we were talking about hearing, and I asked you, what is the most important thing that you want parents to know? And you said...
I said, make sure that your child's hearing is checked because you don't know what your children are hearing. It's normal for them. So it's very important to get it screened, whether you suspect something or not.
Because most parents assume that their kids are hearing just fine, but you don't know unless you have it checked.
That's right.
And it's never too early, one would assume. So should we get them checked from kindergarten?
Yes. Actually, we're lucky enough to be in an area it's required to get screened in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fifth and seventh. All of those grades, and even after that, any school nurse can be asked to do that.
This number surprised me. Hearing loss affects 17% of all Americans, many of them children.
Yes.
17%. What causes the hearing loss?
It can be a variety of things. Of course, there's ear infections that can be a big indicator cause for hearing loss. There's genetic disorders, but the one that's 100% preventable is noise exposure. That can be a serious cause for hearing loss, but it doesn't have to happen.
When you talk about hearing exposure, noise exposure,
yeah.
I think of my kids with their earbuds in their ears. They're teenagers now. I recently was on a trip where I saw small kids with the headphones on their ears, with the iPad in front of them watching their TVs and wondering, how loud the headphones are. And I know lots of parents set the hearing things, but how loud is too loud? Kids are exposed to lots of noise at a very early age.
They are. We have a real simple 60-60 rule. What you'll want to do is make sure that the volume is not over 60% of maximum volume for more than 60 minutes. So that's the 60-60 rule, not to exceed that.
Is that formula on my iPad, so it tells me it's 60-60?
I'm not sure.
Is it? So now there's trickery involved. So 60-60.
Yeah.
Give us, so how do we know that it's at the right mode?
Well,
what's 60%?
60% of maximum volume. So if you don't have a visual indicator,
hopefully you do have a visual indicator, because then it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
Or just turn it down.
Yes, just turn it down, and if you're around loud noise, concerts, sporting events, bring protection for the ears.
Do local school districts require hearing testing for children?
Not prior to the school year, but they are required during the school year to do those screenings.
All school districts? That's a good thing.
Yes.
And so during the school year, you will find out if your child has some kind of hearing impairment.
You will, yes. They'll do a screening, and then if they see any indication of a hearing loss, then you'll be referred out for a professional evaluation for more detailed testing.
Because hearing can impact learning in such a huge way.
Yes, especially when a child is affected with hearing loss, not only their speech and language, but also, anything regarding academia, and also their social interaction. It can be very isolating. They could be missing out on huge learning opportunities. It's a big impact.
And it's just, we get their eyes checked, we get their health checked, let's get their hearing checked too. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you being in today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Get our kids ready for school. Really do. Thank you.